If you ever searched for or been on a cruise, you'll understand they can be extremely expensive. So in this video, I'm going to share the pros and cons of repositioning cruises. This is video number 2 on my winter series of travel tips and travel products. Video number 1 was on Priority Pass, which you can check out in the link above my head just now and in the description below. So make sure to check out that video. So before we get into the pros and cons, I just want to quickly explain what a repositioning cruise is. So cruise companies will cruise in, for example, the Mediterranean in the summer and the Caribbean in the winter. So they need to get the cruise ship from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean for the different seasons, or wherever else it's going to be going in the world, depending on where you are. Now to get this, they have to obviously travel the cruise. They're not going to travel empty, as they're going to lose a lot of money. So to fill the cabins and to make extra money on these voyages, they sell what is called a repositioning cruise. A repositioning cruise is just like any other normal cruise. You get all the same facilities on board, you'll get the same attentiveness from the crew, and all the different things you normally get on a cruise. However, quite often a repositioning cruise will have a lot more days at sea compared to days in port. So where your normal 7-night cruise may have 5 or 6 days in port and a day or 2 at sea, a repositioning cruise quite often will be between 8 and 12 nights, and quite often a good 6 to 10, if not more than that, days will be at sea. During the sea days, obviously you can use the ship and everything will be open. However, it just doesn't get you to visit the same places which a normal cruise would. The pros of a repositioning cruise. First of all, the price. Not always, but quite often a repositioning cruise is a lot cheaper than a standard cruise. Second of all, the boat is, or the ship as I should say, is always fully open. There's always all the facilities on the ship open to the guests on board during a repositioning cruise. Loads of sea days. Number 3. Sometimes now with the size of ships, there's so much to do on them. In a standard 7-night cruise with 6 stops in port, you just don't have enough time to see all the ship and do all it has on board. So on a repositioning cruise, with the amount of days you get at sea, you have time to explore everything and do everything on board. Another pro on a repositioning cruise is quite often you'll visit different continents or different climates. So you may get a partial of your cruise might be in summery weather, and then the other part might be in wintry weather. For example, a repositioning cruise from Hawaii to Vancouver in Canada. When you leave Hawaii, you're leaving summery weather, warm, and then you get to Vancouver and it's colder and it's more wintry weather. So you get 2 different types of cruises for the price of one. So now on to the cons of repositioning cruises. So the flip side of having so many days at sea is you don't get the port days. You don't get to visit all the different ports that you would normally get on a standard cruise. This is not bad for everyone, but for people who like to get off the ship and explore different cities, this is maybe not the type of cruise for you. This second con about repositioning cruises is they're not always cheaper. Quite often people will go on a website solely for repositioning cruises thinking that's where they're going to get the best deal, but it doesn't always happen. A good probably 8 out of 10 times it will, but quite often you do find that a standard cruise could be cheaper than a repositioning cruise depending on what you're looking for. Another con about repositioning cruises, because you're at sea for so long and there's no chance to get off the ship, all the facilities and entertainment on board are normally very crowded. So because everyone is on board at the same time, you'll find that different things you can do, the swimming pools, the casinos, the bars and restaurants will be quite busy during the day because everyone is on board. So up in the corner now, I'm going to put some of the deals that I've found online for repositioning cruises for next year. I will put a link in the description below to a couple of websites that I use. Also give a shout out to Your Way Travel Limited, who will be able to help you book a repositioning cruise if that's something you would like to do. I'll put all their details in the description below. So as you can see there are some great deals for repositioning cruises. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you enjoy this travel tips series that I'm doing. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and check out some of the other videos that I've got on the channel. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on my travels.